Hollywood when the Columbia University football team visited the Warner Brothers studio. They've just won a glorious victory over the Stanford University boys in the annual Rose Bowl tournament, and they're on the Warner lot to celebrate. And who do you think is on hand to welcome them? None other than Busby Berkeley's dancing cuties who took time out from their work on the Wonderbar set to greet the gang. To the victors go the hugs and the kisses, and all those boys taking it big. It's a good thing the score was only 7-0. Imagine what these girls would have done for a score like 21-0. There's Captain Cliff Montgomery getting his share of the spoils, and Bashful Brabus, the fellow who scored the only touchdown of the game. Boy, it's a great day for these fighting lions from New York. The gang loses no time in making Ginger its mascot. With the assistance of Joe, Ginger, Dick Powell, and Gene Muir, Captain Montgomery and Senator Kurt Newell show them how they did it. Ricardo Cortez gets a demonstration of how Montgomery got the black eye. What a shiner! Warner Brothers were all set to give Monty a screen test, but not with a black eye. Did you ever see a movie star with a real shiner? No, sir, and you never will. Like real heroes, the boys take a chance and visit Busby Berkeley on the Wonderbar set. They just want to see Berkeley. They weren't even thinking about the girls much. Montgomery passes, out, or almost out. McDowell is headed for the safety zone, and Brominski fumbles for a handkerchief. They just can't take it. They just can't take it. Well, they're going to try and get the screen test of Montgomery after all. Here he is being made up by two very charming studio girls. They've covered his black eye with grease paint and his nose with powder. Now, isn't he the dandy? My, oh, my, what will the boys back home think of this? But don't you worry, Cliff. There's a lot of fellows watching this picture that would give anything to be in your shoes right now. Here is Coach Lou Little with 11 of the lads who turned the trick on Stanford. Although the game was played in a sea of mud and a torrent of rain, Columbia is still the gem of the ocean. Hail, Columbia! There's gold in them there hills, and since President Roosevelt has raised the price of it to almost double of what it was a year ago, old-timers are trekking to the hills of California again. This mine is only a short distance from Hollywood, and Dick Powell, Margaret Lindsay, and Guy Kibbe have dropped in to see if it is really true that all is gold that glitters in the pay dirt. The best way to get gold out of the earth is to get yourself a pick and shovel, take off your coat, and start digging. What poise, what rhythm, what nonsense. After you've gone to all the trouble to get a wheelbarrow full of dirt, you've got to wheel it to the nearest river to find out if you've been digging in the right place. Some fun. It doesn't cost much to start a gold mine. All you need is a few sticks of wood, a couple of nails, your grandmother's wash tub, and a big garbage pail, and you're in business. This mine goes 70 feet straight down into the earth. A few miles from here, a fellow started digging a hole like this in January, and after months of hard labor, he found he had dug his way right into Mae West's boudoir. You see, success comes easy to some folks. With a good-looking girl like Margaret Lindsay on the job, it's surprising these boys can keep their minds on their work. But Guy Kibbe's wife has ordered a new ermine wrap, and he has to keep digging, or else. That contraption Dick Powell is rocking is called a cradle. As he throws the water over the dirt, the stones and sand are washed away, and the gold falls through the wire screen onto a little ledge. The next step is panning, and here's where Grandmother's wash tub comes in handy. After a hard day's work, you might get enough gold to fill the cavity the dentist warned you about, if you're lucky. Well, anyhow, these tenderfeet have at least worked up an appetite, and they're going to enjoy a big lunch of roasted frankfurters, canned beans, coffee, apple pie, and nuts. Here's Joan Blondell, back before the cameras again, fully recovered from her recent illness that kept her away from the studio for over a month. She's one of Hollywood's best-loved stars, and everyone is happy to see her up and around again. What about it, Joan?
I want to take this opportunity of thanking all my friends for the lovely wires and messages I received during my illness. And believe me, it's a great feeling to be back at work again.
Hugh Herbert has played leads opposite many famous stage and screen stars, but for the first time in his career, he plays opposite a sheep in Merry Wives of Reno. It took months to train this sheep to follow Huey, and it's going to take months to untrain it. Nearly everyone in the studio calls it Eloise, but Hugh says its real name is Elmer. The little lamb that Mary had nothing on the one that Huey has. He can't even go to lunch without being followed by Eloise or Elmer. If he isn't nice and kind to the animal, it won't do what he wants it to do in the picture. Now, is that nice, asks Huey, spoiling a fellow's lunch? And Eloise, having gone Hollywood in a big way, nods yes. Bah! Hal Leroy, young Broadway musical comedy star, arrives in Hollywood to play the screen lead in Harold Teen and is immediately cornered by the still photographer. Donald Woods, one of the screen's newest stars, comes over to say hello. Frank McHugh steps up, too. They've all got their signals mixed, and Buddy, the big bulb and flashlight man, is gradually going crazy, trying to get a good shot of Hal. Patricia Ellis, who plays opposite Leroy in Harold Teen, greets him in the good old Hollywood manner and drags him off to rehearse the songs in the picture with those two popular songwriters, Irving Cale and Sammy Fain. And here we are in the Song Factory. Cale and Fane have written some of the greatest of all popular song hits. Just to mention a few, there's Let a Smile Be Your Umbrella, Wedding Bells Are Breaking Up That Old Gang of Mine, You Brought a New Kind of Love to Me, Was That the Human Thing to Do, and oh, dozens and dozens of others, including those recent sensations Lonely Lane and By a Waterfall. The song Sammy Fane is now playing is How Do I Know It's Sunday, one of the 4 numbers in Harold Teen. Let's listen to it.
I'm not aware of the time, don't care if I'm hungry, sleepy, or ill. I stumble when I walk, I stutter when I talk, I'm a daffy daffodil. Oh, how do I know it's Sunday? I slept till almost after 10, didn't go to church again. How do I know I love you? I wouldn't be late on Sunday or miss the bus on Monday if I didn't care a lot for you. I think that's got it, Sammy.
Sounds swell to me. Hello, Pat.
How are you, Al?
Hello, Herbie. Hello, Sammy.
Well, how are we doing?
You're just in time for the words.
And the music.
Okay, let's try my song. Once a week we see the movies from the very cheapest seat. But like 2 little flies on a lump of sugar, we find it all so sweet. When we share a maple sundae, we consider it a treat. But like 2 little flies on a lump of sugar, we find it all so sweet. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll open up my eyes to find our dreams have all come true.
But till tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be employed making love to lovely little you.
Life is ever milk and honey in the moonlight when we meet. And like 2 little flies on a lump of sugar, we find it all so sweet.
That was great, Pat. Great.
Thank you. Now let's see your new step. You know, the Halleroy Hop.
Oh, no. Come on, Al. I don't wanna.
Oh,
Oh, no, I don't wanna. You know why I don't wanna?
Why?
Because I don't wanna.
Oh, go on.
All right, I will. Sammy, that there Simple and Sweet number, you know? Play it once.
I listen to a lonely bird. I memorized the tune I heard. To every note I wrote a word. Simple and sweet.